What's up, all you hitchhikers? Welcome
Heyo.
back to another episode of The Strange Road. I am your host, Mikey. Always with me, the bro host, Bub.
Heyo.
And we have, of course, Stoner and Disbro helping us out, like always.
Guiding the
making
Starship
everything
Enterprise.
look great. Stoner the Wizard and the bro, Disbro, thank you guys for making everything look good, sound good, like always.
Looks good. Sounds good. Probably
Could be a good night, right? We are super excited for tonight because we have two guests coming from South India, the state of Tamil Nadu in South India. Of course, a lot of you guys know and recognize Vijay. Mm-hmm. He's been on our show and Twitch streams for, I believe this will be Vijay's 5th appearance overall total.
yeah.
And Orissa Balu, who is a Tamil researcher and author, geophysicist. He does so many things I can't even list them out right now.
He's like a Rubik's Cube.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I've never solved a Rubik's Cube, so we got a long way to go here tonight.
And I'm going to actually hand it off to Vijay to give him a proper introduction. But Vijay, Orissa Balu, guys, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey.
Yeah.
Good morning, The Strange Road. It's very happy for me to be here for the 6th time. I'm very happy to bring on one of my friends here. He's called Orissa Balu. His real name is Balasubramani. He worked in the state of Orissa in India. So he's nicknamed Orissa Balu. That's how people know him. You can Google search Orissa Balu and you'll find tons of information about all of his researches he has done. I can't label as one thing that he has done because the one research that he has done has resulted in so many other dot connections, as I call them. And his primary research is about the turtles which have traveled across the world and which the Tamil civilization had followed to spread the civilizational knowledge across the world. And he's been mapping this for a long time now, over 3 decades. And he has found so much information that it takes a lifetime for you to sit and study all the books that he has compiled and all the photographs and interviews and people that he has met and the words that he has found, the names of places that he has found around the world. It's so interesting. He's an ocean of knowledge when it comes to this. So in my search of spirituality, I did not ever imagine that I would come across archaeology or anthropology that is totally irrelevant. But I found that it is relevant because in the past history, we see that people have done a better job in searching in spirituality than what we do now because of the paradigm shift we have already gone through. So what he is doing, uncovering from the past, is helping me go back to the authentic spirituality that I was always looking for. So whenever I have a question about how the spirituality is related in history, I would always go to him and ask him, what book do I refer? Where can I find this meaning of this particular word from 3,000 years ago? And he would always direct me in the right way. So that's the special thing that I find about him. But people who are interested in finding connections between civilizations and not just researching about one civilization, but finding the similarities between different civilizations, how they were all connected at one point, they would find it really interesting to look through his work. So that's a little bit of introduction that I could give about him. But there's a lot more I can say, and I would let him say. And Bob, Mike, thank you so much for hosting this program.
Absolutely.
Where you've been doing a wonderful job, connecting South India and the US. I'm sure it's going to keep growing, and that's at some point you will have a common audience between these two. Like you have 50% that's here and 50% there, and we could probably,
that would be amazing.
Have a club of people who are integrated in this work together. So you're like working as a bridge in this matter. So I really appreciate what you're doing too.
That's what you just said there about being a bridge. That's this guy. That's Mikey.
Right.
Not saying I'm not, willing to go along with that all the time. I'm usually he's kind of that glue. He's that magnet. He's got that. I mean, that's how you guys met. That's how I met you, is through Mikey. I mean, if there's
Right.
one thing I can say is most of my stories of how I met somebody is I met this person through Mikey. And it's such a great thing because he just has that vision of like,
Hopefully, all decent people.
He's got a magnetic kind of personality, and he's in tune with, what he wants to seek out, and so many different people that he's encountered that, again, when he's like, hey, we're having a guest, I'm like, how did you find this person? That's great. Like, I can't wait to talk to this person. Like,
one
that's
person
fantastic.
leads to another person leads to another person.
Yeah, but it's
So now you can add to that list. Now you
Yep.
have a star of this whole subject,
Yes.
waiting to disclose information
Absolutely.
for you. So I'm sure this is a step ahead in your guest list.
Absolutely. And I will tell you, Balu, we have a major affinity for turtles.
Yes.
I just want to put that out there right now. The turtle mythology, here in the United States. Yeah, man. He's got the cosmic
turtle.
He's got the cosmic turtle too. That's amazing. And that's, part of my belief is, we are, North America being Turtle Island. We just love that mythology, and it's definitely embedded into, some of the ancient temples and things here in Ohio that Vijay's experienced and kind of have been getting along with, which brings us to your research. And just from what Vijay's told me and how excited he was to reach out to us after we did an episode with him in January to say that because he spoke about you guys had actually met the day before. And so he said, hey, Mr. Balu wants to come on and chat with you guys. And so this is an honor, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Balu, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Vijay kind of gave us the rough introduction. How would you go about and say you got to the different avenues in life that you've explored, from the sea life that you're interested in and the research foundation that you showed us before the show, but just kind of your overall interest? Was this a lifelong thing? Did you have something like Vijay did that, when he came to the United States, he kind of almost had this awakening, he said on the last show, and I totally understood what he was talking about, but how did you kind of start your own path, or how did you get to where you are?
I'm now a cancer patient, but I'm thinking about my last 30 years.
Okay.
How something is chased me to run around the world. How something is chased me to around the world. This is the turtles. In 95, when I found turtles in Orissa, how it comes from some other place, faraway place, how it comes from Pacific to India. This is the way, and it leads to Lemuria. Almost 25 years I'm in ocean, I'm in sea. I went to around the world. I found there is a connection between us to everywhere, because we are in Peninsula India. We are connected with east, west, south, and north. The main thing, the man Orissa Balu, who researched on this state, because of my geographical location, where I am in South India, nearby coast, how I am connected around the world. Here, this interview, we are going to talk about Indo-Pacific connection. How the man from west connected with the man from east.
Okay.
You are on the east side, I am on the west side. Almost we are around 20,000 years, 20,000 kilometers away. But how we are connected. And what are the comfort zone I am having around the world? I never feel anywhere in the world I am a stranger. Even US 2017, I was there for 1 month. I never feel I am a stranger. Anywhere in US, starting from California, Minnesota, anywhere, I never feel I'm a stranger to US. And I went to all the libraries, I went to all the museums, I went to all the universities. I never feel I am a stranger. And I met many Aborigines, I met many native people. So far around the world, I never feel I am a stranger. This only focused me to work on how I am connected around the world. What are my genes? What are my seafaring genes helped me to travel around the world? And how my past people, my forefathers lived with nature, how they connected with the plants, how they connected with the fauna, how they travel around the world. And the Southwest is one of the oldest in the world. It lived in the dinosaur period. It lived in the Paleontologic period. How still I'm connected with this Southwest. And when I have been to US, when I have been to Canada, when I have been to South America, I feel everywhere I found these Southwest. Then I put the connected points. Oh, this is the thing, how it connected. Everything started from one.
Wild.
When I found one turtle came from Burma to India, the race is started. And the turtle helped me to find my history.
Wow.
And as per US people, India is only Delhi. India not only Delhi, India also having South India connected with the peninsula with three-side ocean. It one side, west side, it connects to the Persian Gulf, another side Suez, and the east side up to America, starting from Alaska to South Argentina. That's why India is not one place; it is a connected place to the world.
Oh, wow.
Right. And it kind of always has been,
Uh,
with
Yeah.
trading routes.
if you want to know about India history, you please come to South India. You go to Cape Comorin. You feel from there you find total world history in one place.
Wow.
That's true. I would second him on this matter because I did not realize that India, as a peninsula, did not have this advantage over trade and stuff because of the way it is positioned in this
Sure.
globe.
It makes
And I'm
sense.
sure the ancient people took advantage of this too because it was so convenient for them to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Right.
if you see China wants to take over Indian Ocean, like a lot of country wants to take over Indian Ocean because the trade that happens in this location of the ocean
Massive.
is so
Mhm.
much.
Yeah.
Yes, and it eases the process of getting the goods from the east to the west. So it's interesting that he called you. He said that you are in the east and we are in the west.
Right.
I'm not sure
right.
if you noticed that.
I
Oh,
did.
no, yeah,
So
yeah.
I
if you-
totally did.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
who am I?
so if you look at the map, look at the
I
map on
did.
the other side with Pacific Ocean in the center. Like, hey guys, you're in the east,
Right.
we are in the west.
Sure.
So yeah, it's
all
just the
relative.
perspective that you have.
It's all relative
Yes,
to your
it is.
perspective.
It's relative.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, India being a peninsula, like you said, it's coming down, so you have to go around it.
Oh, yeah.
So it only makes sense that, like, to get from Africa to China, you have to go around India, and while you're there, you might as well trade, and you might as well, have a stop and get into a port and share information, share ideas, share culture, share food. And you're saying, Balu, that discovering these migration patterns of the turtle, that you thought, well, of course, the Tamil people, is there something that you found that showed ancient people following these paths, these migrational paths of the
And
turtle?
I'll tell Mr. Bob, I'll tell how I connected with US. It's very interesting. In 2007, when I read on Tamil literature, an old 2,000 years old Tamil literature, I found one word Tamiyan. Vijay சொல்லுங்க Vijay, Tamiyan.
So he says that he found a word saying Tamiyan in a 3,000-year-old literature.
Okay.
It's not Tamiran, but Tamiyan.
Okay.
And he's trying to relate this word with the native culture. in the
California,
US, the
there
native-
is a people. Same time, when I do the atlas of California, US, I found Tamiyan in California.
Okay.
There is a place called Tamiyan Island in California. I was very surprised how the name traveled to US.
So
And then I started working on many books. I found 1940 when Samanlal wrote Mesoamerica, Indo-America. In that book, he mentioned all Hindu, all are Tamil. He said Katamaran is a Tamil word, but in US both called Katamaran. Then I was astonished. Then I started working on that. Then I read many books. Then I found, we are well connected. You are my neighbor. You are not far away people. You are my neighbor. Because my territory, my Tamil territory, it was up to Papua New Guinea. Ancient time. We are connected with Persia. We are connected with Papua New Guinea of Solomon Island. And then it's very easy because if you think from India, US is far away. If you think from Philippines, if you think from Korea, if you think from Japan, US is very near.
Sure.
Once if I come to Minnesota, then for me New York is very near. Like that.
Can you clarify that a little, Vijay?
Because
Yeah, so he's saying that this word that he found in a 3,000-year-old literature is a name of a tribe that lives in California. It's Tamiyan. That's where he started to do this whole research. That's where he saw this strong connection between these words. And you might recall this thing that I was telling you about the word connections in our previous interviews.
Sure.
yeah.
I found these similar words, and it's like I can't unsee those words. It's the same words that I heard here in my native tongue.
Right.
And that's when he started the research to, just like how I started now, he started his research way back. And he found that people have already researched about it and written books about it. Those books mention about Hinduism in South America and in North America a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think I showed you a couple of books
Yep.
that I wanted you to refer to.
Yep.
One of those books he's talking about in Mesoamerica. That's going to give you a totally different view about the indigenous cultures in North and the South America, because the way we are taught history in our history classes, that this civilization is there and this civilization is here. They're like all different groups of people who are not connected with each other.
Right.
He sees the other side of it, and he sees how they're all connected. How come they have pyramids built in all of these cultures? China has pyramids, India has pyramids.
So both of
America
you
has pyramids.
Both of you kind of have this ability to see the patterns, it seems, because Vijay, you saw the patterns in the architecture and structure of the mounds and the different places you visited. Balu is seeing it in the literature connection, just like you did as well, Vijay, in some certain spots. Is that? I mean, it makes sense now why you guys are connected too. It seems that you have a very similar line of how you look at things, and you're able to take those notions that other people aren't able to see, or it just doesn't click for them, and kind of putting that information together. I think that's very interesting.
Exactly. Like, me coming to the US give me an out-of-box thinking, not just thinking in one straight line. So that's what I would appreciate Balu sir also, because he's one of those people who started thinking out of the box. Like, he didn't believe everything that history taught him, and he wanted to explore the other side of it. And that's when he saw these connections that you're talking about. Like, when you might have this feeling when you come to India too. You ever walked in the Cahokia Mountains, and if you come to India, if you're in a temple in India, you will feel the same too. Like, it's similar. It's not a big difference. It's just covered in grass, and this is not covered in grass. That's the only difference you'll see. It's the advantage we have because we travel from one continent to another continent, and accidentally we see something, and just like how we accidentally came across this word Tamiyan.
Yep.
So, and it just rings a bell, and you connect a dot, you research, and you discover a whole line of research area now. So that's what he is doing. That's what he's talking about.
What other types of things did you find in Mexico and so forth in South America? Were there any?
Mexico, I found, I'll tell you the basic thing, how I connected. When my school days, I did study about Columbus discovered America, Amerigo Vespucci discovered America. I was astonished how these people traveled from Spain to this place. When I started working on history, I found these Europeans never discover country without people. Anywhere they go, Australia, India, anywhere go, they never find place, empty place. They always go with the people. They went to Australia, they killed Australian Aborigines. They went to Mexico, they killed the Mexican.
Right.
They killed. They went to America. They killed lakhs and lakhs of Aborigine people, native people. Then I found something illusion, something mistake is this. Then I started working. Then Australia Tamil connection is more than 40,000, 65,000 years old. Then I started working about the Paleolithic history of Tamil Nadu. It's 1.5 million years old. Out of Africa theory, Tamil Nadu people 1.5 million years ago, they lived here. Then I started working. Then I found everywhere we are there. Everywhere. Even before language also we are there as a Stone Age people. Then now out of Africa theory, they are connected with only road, only land. But I'm working on sea, how people travel on ocean currents.
Mm-hmm.
The ocean currents is a place where the explorers goes. It travels on currents.
Right.
It never swim on the sea. Explorers never swim on the sea. It always float on the ocean currents. This is the place where I did my research start.
Okay.
People travel on ocean currents. They reach faraway place. This is a basic research. They never with roping or roaming or anything. They always travel on ocean currents. They drifted from one place to another place. Like that, Alaska to Argentina, they travel. And Africa to Brazil, they travel. And Europe to Central America, they travel. The initial thing, as per the history, 11th century, people travel from Norway to Canada. Then 15th century, Columbus traveled from Spain to Central America. Like this, these people traveled many thousand years back. They went by land, they connected with the sea.
So
Now I introduce about Tamil history. Tamil is not only in the US, Tamil is everywhere. China, Korea, Japan, Australia, Africa, everywhere we are there. Everywhere our ancestral roots are there.
That's wild.
With this, US, we are focusing on US today. With this today, I'll explain more about how Indo-Pacific connection, how Atlantic Indian Ocean connection to Mediterranean Sea.
So that's correct. Yeah, somebody who's doing a research on the entire world's history will find it fascinating. But I personally asked him to focus on the U.S. Connections, so people would be able to relate to it and maybe find it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason he's talking more about the U.S. thing. And then I wanted to highlight something that he said about how this ocean travels of these indigenous people changes the whole idea of out of Africa theory, because, and it's very important that you notice that out of Africa theory is based fully on land and not on seas. So that kind of topples the whole idea, because once you start traveling in the seas, there's no need for you to restrict yourself to the land. So the DNA mapping, if you go for an out of Africa theory, so they will start mapping from the south Africa. Then they will go to the Middle Africa. Then somewhere near the Egypt, where the ancestors crossed and went to the Asia and then started spreading. One group went to the Europe, and the other group went down south to India. Another one went to China. So this is how it is presented to us. But what if humans were able to travel from this Lemuria continent, which is probably between India and South Africa,
Right.
and they were able to travel in the ocean from there to Australia, from there to South America, so from there to North America? That changes the whole concept of out of Africa theory.
Right.
Right.
That's what he's working on. And this, when you go back to the history, the way it is started, they say
Lemuria.
humans
Yeah.
are 10,000 years old civilization, and we started having consciousness at 10,000 years, and 4,000 years is when
Oh God.
the whole world
We're
was
so much older.
having civilization. It's so much of nonsense, because if he is right about humans migrating 65,000 years ago from somewhere in India to Australia, and they follow the same culture over there, and that's what he's trying to prove. That's way beyond when we thought that humans actually carried civilization from one place to another place. So what civilization was there 65,000 years ago? And what was its name? So what were people doing? There's so many questions that come in a series of, once you break that chain of out of Africa theory and say people were able to travel in the ocean, following these turtles and not just walking on the land, afraid of the ocean.
Right.
I think that's
Is that what this slide's showing, VJ? That you're on right now? Did you have a specific?
Yeah, this is kind of what it's showing, how these languages were connected from all of these places that we're looking at. So a linguist will find this interesting. And this is the basis of how consciousness traveled. I'm not going to say humans, but how consciousness traveled from one place to another place. And this is probably one of those rarest times that you see a map where Pacific Ocean is in the center. And, now you see where
Oh, yeah.
the east and the west are.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
Right.
Now I am on the west. General map, I am on the east.
I totally see that now.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, is there another I know you had some images of different
Right.
Now I will tell the Tamil meaning of this poem. The geographical place which will show the people's heritage. The place where you are there, that will show your pride. Today you can explain.
Yes. So this indigenous cultures that you see in every place there. So where did these people actually come from? So like he was telling us, when the Westerners were traveling across the world and going to new places, all of these places had people already. That's the interesting part.
Okay.
Like they never came to a place where there are no people. It's like we came to the US, the North American continent, there were people, there was so much people there. And like 100 million people left in that continent before they came. They went to the South America, there were people there. There was always a civilization wherever the explorers went. And these people were there before they went. So the history was kind of rewritten from where these explorers started exploring the world. That's not completely true. The history from
We're losing you, VJ. Stand by. All right, we got VJ's frozen. That's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
Can
we
you
still
hear
got
me?
you, Balu.
We got you, Baloo.
Yeah. I explain.
this is the major.
You're freezing up, VJ. Okay, he's back.
Sorry, you were lagging.
I think you're back now,
Simple
BJ.
thing, Bob. Simple thing, Bob. You are on the night time, on the daytime, but we are connected.
Mm-hmm.
Like this way, every time we are connected everywhere. We are connected. We are in the same mind. I never feel you are a stranger. You never feel I'm a stranger. No, we are known to each other. This is the way how we are, the people, human spread everywhere.
I would agree with you. I've done a little bit of
we
traveling.
We are now known to each other. We never feel we are strangers.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were never actually disconnected.
Right.
You know, we're all told that we were, you know, these oceans were these barriers, but especially when you have continents like, you know, Lemuria was supposed to be, and traveling around two coasts, really. You know, you have the outer coast and then the inner coast of the island. It would be, you know, maybe Easter Island's one of those leftover giant mountaintop ranges like we talked about the last time, and that was kind of your last stop before you hit South America. You know, you could traverse a lot easier if there's a landmass that's just not there anymore. Sure, to us right now it looks like a huge barrier, but in ancient times, if that continent was there, and like you said, using the paths of the turtles take to get everywhere, and simply hop on, you know, the oceans become a highway. Dispersion.
Yeah. No, the fantastic thing is, when I went to California, when I on the beach, on California beach, I found that my India on the west, more than 20,000 kilometers. I found that is a place where my place is there.
Wow.
The next, when I went to Houston, on the beach on the Mexican Gulf side, I tell my friend that this is on east side, after the Mediterranean Sea, India is there. When I went to New York, my friend asked, what about you seeing? I said, I'm seeing my coast. He said, how? West side also is telling this. I said, I'm in the center place. I'm in India.
Yeah.
I'm in the center place. I can go anywhere. I can go east, I can go west, I can go north,
Sure.
I can go south. I can reach anywhere.
Sure. Yep. I mean, that
is a place. That is a place that make me to work. Because suppose if I live in Europe or if I live in Australia, I can't do. Because the place where I live, it makes me to work. Like that, in US you are there, you are having some ancestor blood. That's why you are working on what is the US history. You are not only thinking about European on US. You are thinking what was before European in US.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
Something takes us to work on that.
Absolutely.
We can call it a spiritual. I'll tell you one interesting story about the US connection. When I started working on Ramayana, you know India means Ramayana, Ravana.
Mm-hmm.
I found the Ravana worshipping Lord Shiva. The Shiva wife name is Manoharmani. Manoharmani, the same name in US. Same name as Aborigines in US. This is called Wisconsin. There's a tribe called Manoharmani tribe.
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Manoharmani tribe in Wisconsin. I was astonished how 13,000 years back this name went to US.
Wow.
When I started working, lot of income, Mount Shasta, Alameda, many incomes. And there is a people called Crow people, Crow, CROW,
Yeah.
Crow people in US. And the Kannada people, I was astonished. I want to come to US for 5 years to do study on the field.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And Vijay had
Not
mentioned,
only US, I want to cover from Kamchatka of Japan, Russia to Alaska to South Argentina, South Argentina to Brazil, again Canada, again total world I want to cover by foot, but I can't now.
Wow. Or what are some other instances of words, of Native American words, or even artwork, or any type of language connection with Tamil?
Yeah, a lot of language action. In US is not a single place. US is very, the world, total world, north to south is US. Even starting from Canada, Alaska to South Argentina. That is called United America or South America, North America. Entire 20,000 kilometers, many languages, many cultures, and many geographical locations. You can find the sea, you can find the desert, you can find hills, you can find any place, all weathers. It's not a single place. This is a multicultural place. US, because I give my experience, when I went from India to Minnesota to California, California to Dallas, Texas, Texas to Houston to Washington, again Niagara, again Chicago. I found many cultures. I found many people. I found people who doesn't know English in the western side. They know only French and Spanish. They doesn't know English. And the American people, they hate the British people because that English they not follow. Like that multicultural I found in US. And I went to many universities. I went to Berkeley, many universities. I found lot of information about entire world.
Wow, very
And
cool.
the fauna of India, the flora of India is very connected with Pacific Ocean. Even Pacific Ocean called as Asia Jankara by Chinese. Chinese respect Tamil, Korea respect Tamil, Korea having ancient connection.
Oh, I think we lost
I think we
Balu.
lost Baloo.
We lost just his audio. I still see his video.
Yeah, we've got video. We just don't have audio.
Hello?
There we are.
There, we got you. We got
Sorry.
you now.
Hello?
Yep. Can you hear us?
We've got you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Looks like there was a slight tremor here. The building started shaking a little bit, so I'm not sure if this is a part of that. So
the building
I'll still be on the show. So.
Do you have a small earthquake?
You can remove side.
I don't know what's happening. We're having some Tamil Nadu is something's going on.
Mr. Bob, you can remove size. You can speak with.
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. We've got you back.
Great.
No, you can remove size. We can speak.
Oh.
The sharing screen is giving some problem.
What was that?
Say that one more time, Balu.
Okay, no problem. We're still trying to get Vijay back.
Yeah. What did you say, Balu?
No, this is screen sharing you can remove. We can get the better speech.
Yeah, I know. To be honest with you, that I can't imagine the frustration that must cause you to be able to,
right.
Because I can see you've got that mind that can go 100 miles an hour,
right?
And to feel, throttled by having to slow down. I had a lot of patients over the years that, not being able to speak if they're on a ventilator, having to write on a whiteboard or a piece of paper because, they're trying to say something and it's like, I can't read what you're saying. And so I definitely empathize and sympathize with your situation, Balu. But we really appreciate it.
It's for a few weeks. Definitely I'll come out with good speak. We can talk again.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That is a definite deal.
I'm confident on that. Again, within the month, I can speak like you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And for those of you at home that, I don't know if we talked about it, but Balu is going through cancer treatment right now currently. And we wish
him does
him
affect his speech. So
all the best. Yes.
That's why he's.
In fact, 1 year I was unable to speak.
For 1 year?
In fact, I'm in treatment for 18 months. 1 year I was unable to speak.
Wow.
When Vijay told, can you able to speak? I said, I can. The subject can make me to speak.
Right. Well, we wish you a speedy recovery.
I'm going to be thinking about you.
Yeah, we'll be sending up vibrations and prayers out there into the universe for you to fully recover and to gain that magical voice that you have back.
Oh, yeah. We're going to hold you to it. We're going to bring you right back on.
Yeah. Vijay, are you here with us? He's freezing a little bit.
There's some network connection he's facing.
Yeah.
He is. I would wondered earlier if he had
I simply tell my experience. I simply tell what I'm doing now.
Looks like there was a small tremor here.
Yeah.
Oh, so there was an earthquake. Oh,
Not
wow.
sure if it's
Oh
a tremor. The building started shaking a little bit. So
what?
internet connection might be a little unstable. Was not sure if it's
Wow.
a tremor.
Well, we do have we have your audio now.
You're
in video.
You're solid now. Yeah. Wait,
Wow.
so you two aren't in the same location?
No.
I had thought they were in the same
No,
location.
we're
Originally,
not.
that was like 2 weeks
okay.
ago.
They're in
Okay.
two different locations.
I understand that. Okay. You know what?
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like somewhere in the middle of.
DJ is out there.
The only time I was in an earthquake and I was not aware of it, I lived in California and I was in the gym working out, riding the stationary bike.
Yeah.
Had some headphones in, and this guy from the landscaping crew came in and said, like, "Hey man, did you just feel that earthquake?" And I was like, "No." I was like,
It's on my bike.
I said, "If there was one, I just thought I was really getting after it in my workout. I didn't even notice it." But yeah, a good one like that where you feel the building shake. So
Well,
hopefully Vijay is joining us
Yeah.
again at some point, and we might have to get a live update on the Richter scale.
Jeez, VJ, if you're out there and can hear us, I'll text you after the show. But Mr. Balu, sir, is there anything else you'd like to share with us? I know when you're feeling a little bit better, we would love to have you back on. It's been an honor, sir. But if there's anything else you would like to share with us, I know VJ did mention that sometimes your voice can be impacted, but if you want to continue to share, please feel welcome to. But we are having some technical difficulties with VJ, and this has been a really great talk, but I wanted to kind of just let you have the floor for as long as you wanted.
See?
Yeah, it's just that saying if you wanted to share anything else with us.
Now I am on 6th day of chemo.
Okay.
Another few weeks I can be all right. We can able to speak again.
Fantastic.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well-
under a few weeks or next month we can able to speak better.
Okay.
I can easily explain what I'm doing now.
Absolutely.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, that's
I'm not thinking what I did so far. I'm thinking what I'm going to do now.
yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have 10 years visa of US, only 5 years passed. Certainly I come over there. We all talk over there. I show the people. I will show your history on with you. I take
Fantastic.
you to California. I take to Austin. I take you to all the places. I show what you are exactly. You are not written by the European. You are having your own history. US is having its own history.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, we really, really, really appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing.
because that's a huge
VJ
country.
VJ's
That's a
is
huge
on-
country.
Is in a completely new location with a stable connection.
Yeah.
Just can't hear you, VJ. Are you muted?
We can take a car. We can
Okay.
take a car.
Unmute yourself and we might be able to hear you.
We can go around
So-
the US.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was. It looked like a tremor here, a slight tremor. So we were advised to come to an open location. So
Wow.
maybe that's why
And-
the internet went down a little.
VJ's
Wow.
dedicated. He just went through an earthquake and he's like, all right, I'm still in the game. We're good. Sorry, guys, your stream's not going down.
Jeez,
Yeah,
Jeez.
people are clustered here and there, but I'm just sitting here. So it's interesting that I wanted to still continue doing what I was doing.
Wow. And with all the earthquakes in Turkey, jeez.
Yeah, it's been going on for some time now, so don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, we were kind of wrapping up with Balu, sir, and he wanted to basically said he wanted to come back in a couple weeks when he was, but also the invitation to meet up, if I caught that correctly, if you were ever in the United States, and if I know Vijay, you had talked a little bit about, we better be ready when you come back to the States. We'd love to meet up with both of you guys if that happens.
Yes.
Please let us know, and we would love to link up in person and connect.
Absolutely. So if we when Strange Road is extended to India, we'll be meeting a lot of interesting people, because I know what Strange Road is. The people who are watching Strange Road are actually looking for. They're looking for the truth, and the truth is spread everywhere, but it's not presented in front of them. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So people who are seeking the truth are like roaming around without knowing what the source is. So when you meet people like Balu, you get to know a different story, a totally different story, which is not given to you by the government or education or any kind of universities. So he would refer to you to a new source, a totally new perspective, a new connection, from where you will actually, you can start a new research by yourself. Like, so even people who are doing YouTube videos find it very interesting, because it's a totally new concept. When somebody says turtles are the reason that the civilization spread, it's not the humans. So when you say turtles, like what pushed those turtles to migrate from one place to another place? So why can't they just reproduce in the same place like just another animal? Why do animals migrate? So there's certain things that they're looking for when they migrate. They're looking for proper temperature. They're looking for proper vegetation when they migrate. So if a human has to follow the same path, what were they following? What exactly pushed them to go do that? So when I see this spiritually, so right now there is a state of consciousness where humans are trying to form one single consciousness. And English is playing a major role in that. We cannot deny the fact that it is doing it. Everybody wants to learn English. It's like a bridging language between all across the world. And it is also leading to the death of a lot of languages too.
Right.
So if you go back in the Bible and see how humans became powerful, it was one language that led to that powerful state of mind. The single consciousness, like a honeybee, beehive. So a single bee is contributing to a bigger system. And that is happening now, and that has happened before too. And if you want to see what the heights were of that civilization that had this one consciousness, and you would see why it was destroyed. Maybe we can avoid doing that, and maybe we can avoid this mass destruction that's happening because of the single consciousness. It makes me feel like we are consciously forming the single consciousness because there is a threat from outside. That's what we do, right? A single animal clubs up with other animals and forms a school of single, one species became so many species because there was a threat from outside. That's what we are facing also now, but we don't realize that there is a threat from outside.
Right.
But if you open your mind and see, now the picture becomes bigger, where you see aliens and other stuff.
Well, here's the thing, is we create the threat. The threat is not from the outside. We just have the perception that we all have to fight each other and you're different, but really the threat is from ourselves.
We create the threat.
We
by
are
instilling that
are
fear.
the threat.
Yeah.
The fear is the threat. If we would just get our heads out of our butts and just understand that back in ancient times, like you said, the people were coming from all over the place. Indian folks were coming to America. There's evidence of, even in the 1600s of people coming here way before Columbus.
Oh, yeah.
The Vikings, the runic people, but, Tamil people could have been here in ancient times, 50,000 years ago. Where's the evidence? Where would the evidence be? So they want to divide us, but we've always been connected, is what you're saying. So again, it's this whole myth that we're so different, and that's what's dividing us.
I said something that's really interesting about like the whole Tower of Babel and then how it was torn down because we were reaching these heights that God was like, wow, I'm going to give you all
all
different language
fighting,
now. So you
yeah.
fracture. But think about it now. What Vijay's saying is using English is bridging so many different
Yep.
different nationalities and countries together that now we can all
And
speak on the same
communicate.
language. That in a weird way, that Tower of Babel is being rebuilt.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Mr. Bob,
Yeah.
I want to tell you one thing, because I am working on linguistics also. The present English only 300 years old. 1750 English you can't follow. 1750 years Shakespeare English you can't follow. It was mixed with the Greek and Latin.
Right.
The present English is only 300 years old. But what language I am speaking is more than 3,000 years old.
Right.
Mhm.
Same language. I am
Right.
speaking the Tamil language, same language. Only some 20%, 30% difference is there. The modern English is only 300 years old. I can show you proof
Mhm.
that I went to many churches, I went to many papers. 1750 before, it was mixed with the Greek and the Latin. Now, present English mix of varied languages.
Right.
Present English contains many, many languages.
Right.
Right.
And, that's interesting.
It's an Indo-European language. They
Right,
call
but-
those old languages.
Right.
I guess you would call it, what would be the term, like all of those languages came up from India up into what became German, what became French, what became all of those languages,
Right.
Indo-European language, right? I mean, it all came from that area.
Absolutely right.
The
There is
present,
one.
present England, Mr. Vijay, the present England is origin of English. It's not England. It's origin of German and France only. Anglo-Saxon people came
Mhm.
from where France goes to England, UK.
Right.
But here, the place where I'm living is 1.5 million years old.
Tamil.
The people where I'm living is the same place, very nearby. 1.5 million old tools are found.
Now, they're not even willing to accept that human beings are 1 million years old right now. And that's
So
what I
it's
tell
more than 1
everybody.
lakh years, more than 10 lakh years, people started moving. More than one, because now, because of the earth, we are unable to find. People started moving from the age. They want to survive. That's why they move.
Are there texts that say that it's 1.5 million years old? Or is that
Yeah,
just in your history?
Here in Tamil Nadu, we are having
Okay.
a tools.
Wow. That's
So
like I
he's
said,
talking about some archaeological locations where we
Yeah,
have found 1.5 million year old tools that have
mhm.
been used by humans.
Oh yeah.
So this is not particularly about the Tamil language. I wouldn't claim that it's
Everywhere.
we cannot say that this language is 1.5 million years old.
Right.
But we can say that we can debunk the out of Africa theory with this. How they say humans actually evolved from the South Africa or the Middle Central Africa, and then they moved from there. It's totally incorrect, is what he's trying to say.
Vijay,
So humans have been moving from the south of India, is what
Vijay,
many experts are now starting to believe.
Vijay.
Yes, sir.
Now, present theory, 1,30,000 years back, people started moving on the sea.
Right.
Present theory, before 1 lakh years, people started moving on the sea. They drifted down ocean currents.
Right. So if humans actually started moving in the sea 1.5 lakhs years ago, that changes the history, the course of history. That changes everything that follows the history.
Right.
The civilizations, when they were formed, the languages, when they were formed, and how they were all connected, how they were all disconnected and then reconnected. Everything is different now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a line that's been being drawn back for a while. We did a article on it not too long ago where there was an island where they said, they figured out that the way the inhabitants got there was they basically were just using the logs and kind of rough sailing over there, but
North
even
Sentinel?
no, it was over in like Greece somewhere. I thought it was.
Oh, one of the
Remember that?
Mediterranean islands. Yeah.
And they did it even with, if there was a ice age and the water levels receded and became glacial, that the land never became traversable by foot.
Right.
And so they were like, well, how did they get from point A to point B? Because at this time, they weren't advanced enough to do this, and they had to kind of break down and admit, yeah, they got over here. They were seafaring people at a very, very early time. So that's what I'm saying. I think that line's being redrawn.
Polynesians.
And they're going to have to start looking at that. And what you both are saying, I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that as we watch history keep going on, they're going to have to adopt that into the timeline and readdress what you're saying as well with where did, humanity originate from and where did we spread from and what does that really look like? Nope, go ahead.
Vijay?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Stacy from Australia. Stacy from Australia, who working on abundance in this chat. We can call her to speak.
Okay. So yeah, we would definitely invite more experts on this. Like we would have proper researchers explain these things to us, rather than just just have people like me talking.
Sure.
Just touch the tip of the iceberg.
Absolutely.
So
Stacy, you can speak. Stacy, you can speak.
So he's connected with so many researchers, like proper researchers from universities that have been aiding him with all the information that he needs and all the sea routes that he has to travel. And they even be, helping him with vessels that he needs to travel across.
Oh, wow.
He's spending so much time. They travel along with him. So it's even more interesting. Like that's one thing you could do too when you come here and just actually travel in the ocean.
Yes.
To those little islands in the middle of the ocean.
Please?
Like the traces.
Bro, count me in. I mean,
I can work from home.
I'm there.
Put me on a boat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I might need some Dramamine. I've been known to get seasick.
Yeah, you have.
Right. Yeah.
But that's a whole nother ball game out there on the ocean. I'd probably get seasick too, but we'll see. Not like, hey, if it happens,
give it the old college try.
Give it the old college try. Why not? Especially if these two gentlemen are going.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Vijay, I hope you don't have any more tremors or quakes or whatever the heck's going on there. It seems like you're in a safe place.
Sorry about the breakup that I took.
Oh, no. I mean,
problem.
honestly, it added a lot of drama to the show.
Well, he's breaking up. We heard you say tremor in between it, and then you went back out, and we're like, VJ? Is he okay?
Yeah, I said, nobody knocked my door, and somebody knocked my door, and I thought it was something very important. So it was a survival thing. So
Wow.
I said, it's okay.
Oh, my gosh. And Balu, sir, we appreciate you so very much, and we wish you all the best with your treatment. We, again, like I said, we have an affinity for turtles. I love the cosmic turtle stuffed animal and pillow that you had with you. It's especially here in Ohio, we have so many lore and so much legend with the turtle, and it's definitely a part of the Strange Road 100%. So, and we appreciate your research and knowledge and just you as a person, and we wish you all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Certainly next month we'll talk in a fluent way.
Absolutely. Yes. And you will let us know. We'll make time for you when you're getting that magical voice back. And whenever you're ready, we'll be here waiting. And of course, Vijay, you are always welcome.
Absolutely.
On the Strange Road. We appreciate the heck out of you and connecting the dots with the Strange Road and Orissa Balu. And we're going to be signing off, gentlemen. We again thank you so very much.
Really appreciate you both. Thank you guys.
Like we said, we're going to come back and chat with you guys here in just a moment. Take care, guys. And
we'll meet in person.
Yes,
I come to your house and we'll have a dinner.
Please.
There we go. That would be great.
Absolutely. That
would be great.
I know how to cook some Indian meals. My father-in-law's Gujarati, so my wife, I've learned a little bit I know a dish or two, so maybe I'll even cook.
I cook you Native American meal. I give you Native American food.
Well, there's also a good Indian restaurant down the road too.
So, Strange Road, I really appreciate all the work you're doing. And I've seen you grow. That's the best part about how it's working for you. And
Thank you,
know,
Vijay.
I've seen this being a small channel, a small studio and a bigger studio and a bigger studio now. And the frequency of programs have increased a lot. I feel like it's getting so lively about your channel. I think you should keep it going. And at one point, you know, you will be like a global channel for sure.
Wow.
Oh, wow, Vijay.
Yeah.
Thank
Then
you.
We're going to do a
Thank
lot
you,
of
Balu,
travel.
sir.
Then
Thank
we
you,
definitely
Vijay.
are coming to India. Yeah, we will definitely be there if that
Absolutely
happens.
welcome.
That would be
You're most
wonderful.
welcome. You are most welcome as my guest.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you.
And part of our pathway to get there is all the people from Tamil Nadu coming
Yeah.
and hanging out
Yeah.
and tuning into our show. We love you guys. And they've
Absolutely.
absolutely helped explode our channel 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we appreciate
you.
all of you in India, in southern India, wherever you may be. And this has been an awesome time. And again, we appreciate the heck out of you guys. And we're going to wrap up the show. And we'll be back to talk with you guys here in a moment.
Absolutely.
But we'll have some links in the description for you guys if you want to find any more research with Orissa Balu and what he's up to. He has quite a large Facebook following and is putting new things out. And we wish him all the best with the cancer treatment.
Absolutely.
And this has been awesome for us, Bub.
It's been great. It's been great.
Absolutely.
Always good energy.
Yeah, great.
Always good energy.
Absolutely. And, you know, you guys can always find us Instagram at The Strange Road, at The Strange Road on Twitter.
Yep.
Make sure you hit that like button on this video, subscribe if you're not, and 5-star rating on all the podcast platforms would be
If you could, we'd
absolutely
appreciate
amazing.
it.
We
Yeah.
would appreciate that.
Really helps us.
It really does help the algorithm. And if you guys like and enjoy, keep listening, keep watching.
We'll try to keep making good content for
Absolutely. Our links are down in the description. We have a little tip jar link now. We have a little buy us a coffee link now.
you. Put a little spring in the
And
step
a little
every now
bit
and
of
then.
Little munchies for the Strange Road.
You'll know if I'm not able to shut up that I use
We
that
got some
coffee tip jar, and Mike's
Yep.
going to be looking at me going, just zip it, zip it.
Yep. Put a rain on them. And as always, Stoner the Wizard and Disbro the Bro.
Couldn't do it without him.
Thank you guys so much
At
behind
all.
the scenes and Master Control. We're signing out. This has been another awesome episode of The Strange Road. Thank you all so much.
We
Everybody in the
appreciate
chat, Necro, Cryptids of the Corn. We got Justin Lamb, Born Not to Run. Who else was in there tonight?
I don't
all
know.
of you guys.
Everybody in there, we
Appreciate the
appreciate
support.
you guys.
Yep, and we just saw Justin from Cryptids of the Corn in another stream right before this.
Yeah.
That was cool popping in there for a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's been a busy day.
You know, of course, Necro, we appreciate the image so much from the Joel Thomas. All of
They're
the
always
images,
great.
Necro Mechanimal. Thank you.
They're always great.
Your show recap images, collages. The one from Joel was pretty dope. I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, that was
love
the
the
more of
Pope
a
in the woods.
the
Spider Bigfoot, dude.
I had to find that, and I had to post a comment because I was like, didn't see it at first because it takes a few times with all of his images to
know.
go back and first of all remember what the heck we talked about
I know.
to tie it to the image, but
I
it's just
know.
like the trippiest Where's Waldo
Yeah.
experience ever.
Yeah.
Brings me back to when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
thank
It's a lot
you
of fun.
all
It's a
so
lot of
very
fun.
much.
We
We are
love 'em.
signing off.
See you guys later.
Have a great one. Peace.